You want to be careful about spitting in this area because actually they can cite you like a $400 fine for spitting on the sidewalk.
Am I being recorded?
What?
It's recording now?
Yeah, it's recording now. So anyways, we're at the HUFF protest against police abuse and all about the police in general on December, what's today's day?
I believe it's the 17th.
The 17th, we believe, on a Wednesday after the HUFF meeting at the Sub Rosa Cafe, and we're on the corner of Laurel and Center at the corner of the police station, and we're at the protest and we're talking to an individual I've never met, and he has some interesting things to say. So I'd like you to basically tell us why you're here, what brought you here, and what you're basically protesting against.
Well, I've woken up in a tent.
Well, first, who are you? Are you willing to say who you are?
My name is William John Redfords Denton Ball II.
Wow, that's a long name. Where are you from?
Washington.
Washington State?
Yeah.
What part of Washington State?
Republic. It's the Spokane area, Perry County.
So is that different from here a lot?
A lot, but cops are still the same.
So it's wherever you go, it's the same mentality. To a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent, it's a give or take. You know, some cops are better than others. Some
what is your experience in Santa Cruz? How long have you been in Santa Cruz?
I was here last year. I was living homeless here for about 6 months.
How were you treated?
I was getting tickets every day. Like,
how many citations did they give you?
Too many.
For what?
I had to go down south to avoid all their bullshit. You know,
would you say they harassed you out of town?
Yeah.
Do you know what officers did this?
But they definitely know how to
I really should have thought to take down names.
Well, actually, I want to get the citations. I can get those as public records. Do you have what's your date of birth?
12/24/92.
And do you have any of the dates of the citations around what time they were? What year they were?
Yeah, it was just last year and this year.
Well, what months?
Most of them. I was here last year for about 6 months.
Well, we're going to be looking at citations, so we'll be looking for those because what I want to show is that there's a pattern and practice of harassing homeless people out of the city.
I got a ticket for chalk.
Wait, you were chalking the sidewalk?
Yes, and it was a national chalk day. I just picked up a box.
It was National Chalk Day? They got you on National Chalk Day?
There was chalk everywhere when I had.
Do you think they singled you out?
Yeah, they were singling a bunch of the homeless out.
So they were just citing homeless chalkers, not other chalkers?
Yeah.
So how many people were chalking?
I have no idea.
Where did this happen?
Where?
Where, yeah.
Just on the main avenue.
Wait, on Pacific? Do you know what store it was by?
It was all over the place.
So there was people chalking everywhere.
There was chalk everywhere.
And they weren't arresting or citing everyone, they just cited the homeless people.
Pretty much.
So there probably weren't that many homeless chalkers, were there?
It was just,
how many people you think they cited?
I think they were just picking on people that were eyesores to them that they just felt like.
But they know who you were because they had prior contact with you?
Yeah.
And what did the officers say when they cited you?
That it is graffiti and that.
Did you say it was artistic expression?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's serious. Are you gonna give a?
But did you say to the officer, "This is wrong. This is my First Amendment rights"?
Yeah.
And what did they respond with?
They said no. This is illegal. And
did they cite the ordinance which it was illegal under?
Most likely, yes.
Do you have the citation?
It's been a year.
Okay, we're going to get the citation. I want to look what ordinance they cited you under, because I want to do that as a pattern of practice at how they...
Can you look public records up for just a singular...
That's hard because then they could say that I'm trying to get your rap sheet, but if I look at all of them, if I go back...
Even if you have signature consent?
No, because basically, if this was a state record or this was a federal record, they have Privacy Act laws, which you can get your own records under, but I don't think you can do that for the Santa Cruz Police Department. I might be able to. I have to basically inquire them whether the Privacy Act, the State Privacy Act applies to them, and if it does, then you can give me your consent and I can do a Freedom of Information request just for that. Yeah, I'll get them. So in any case, I'll do that because I'm really interested because I want to show that there's a pattern and practice of them targeting homeless people for First Amendment rights expression even to chase them out of downtown. Okay, so go on. I'm going to let you talk some more instead of me driving this thing.
They don't let us sleep.
How do they not let you sleep? What do they do to you? Okay. We have 2 sleepers. It's during the day.
My friends are exhausted. If you look at the people that are, homeless, you'll see bags under their eyes. They're exhausted
because they can't get any sleep at night.
Yeah, they can't handle it. And
so basically, it's akin to torture. Denial of sleep is determined to be torture by the UN.
I personally have been woken up here on the other side of the levee to cops jumping on the tent.
They jumped on your tent
and started beating it.
And that's harassment. They don't have the right to do that to your property.
There's nothing we can do.
Do you have a cell phone? Did you record it?
I'm a homeless guy. I can't afford a phone.
Really? You know that there's a program under which you can get a cell phone? There's a program under which you can. Basically, we're going to start a cop watching group, and we'll get you the equipment at some point.
I'm on Cop Block on Facebook.
Okay. Well, look for John Cohan on Facebook and befriend me, and I'll connect you up. And at some point, we'll get you a camera so you can video record this stuff to document it. So they jumped on your tent. Do you know what officers these were? What did they look like?
I was inside the tent. I didn't exactly get to
you just hear these people stomping on your tent?
You can see partially outside of the tent because most tents have that little...
What time of night was this?
This was during the morning.
And where was this?
4 o'clock in the morning. It was on the other side of the levee, right around those playgrounds. It's on the lower bank where the frisbee golf nets are.
Right. And were they yelling when they were doing this? Were they saying anything?
No, we didn't even see it coming. We were sleeping in the
Wow, that must have been freaky.
It was more of a shock and ow because.
Well, what did they do after they?
They jumped on us they jumped on the tent and started beating us with batons.
They beat you with batons? That's police brutality.
But
did they arrest you? Did they cite you?
They gave us tickets.
After they'd beaten you with batons? Yeah. Did you say, officer, will you stop hitting me? Do you ask him why they were beating you with a baton? Do you say, why are you hitting me? I didn't do anything?
We're trespassing.
But that's
illegal for us. We're illegal camping.
But did they say you were, to hit you with a baton, you have to be a threat, you have to be resisting arrest or something?
Cops shoot people every day.
I know, but basically you always ask them, will you please stop beating me? You have no reason to do so?
That's not exactly the thought process is going through.
This is why you need a video camera, so if you had a video camera and they did this, they wouldn't do it, or they would...
If I had a video camera at the time, I wouldn't have seen it coming.
Well, you know what, basically I'll give you my email address because you're one of the people I want to get a video camera to. I think you're responsible and you won't lose it, and also you use it.
I'm homeless. I'm a traveler. I'm homeless because I can't find work.
Why can't you find work?
Because cops give us tickets to the point to where every time we go into...
Your credit is ruined.
Yeah, if we go in and get a job, we'll lose the job just as quick as we got it because cops go in there.
You mean they badmouth you to their bosses?
Yeah.
So they're going to the point of badmouthing you to your bosses?
We can't get a job because...
Did this happen in Santa Cruz?
Everywhere.
Well, tell me an incident of what workplace it happened in Santa Cruz.
I have filled out applications for almost every business.
Can you name some of them?
This Pizza My Heart, the Starbucks, the Taco Bell, that hot dog shop right there across the store.
Yeah, I think it's closed now. But anyways, what did they say to you when they denied you employment? Did they give you a letter in which they denied it, or did they do it verbally?
Verbally.
So you have no evidence of why they denied you employment? Okay, next time, try to get a letter, say I would like it in writing, if they'll do it, because you deserve it in writing, and then if they put it in writing, we can use that as evidence.
Most of the time, they won't talk to us. I'm talking about people that actually get hired and get fired because of bad mouthing. But
the police badmouth you to the owners?
We're never there.
So you don't really know. You think it's happening.
But when we talk to the employer, we're like told that we're criminals.
So basically, someone told them that you were a criminal.
Yeah, it's like
you weren't doing any criminal behavior, so someone was slandering you. You think someone was looking up your police history or your history with the police and telling you had all these citations? Okay, well this is something I want to look into further. I want to actually go to these businesses and ask them why they're doing this. So can you name off, again, the businesses a couple of them that I can go and ask them if this is happening?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's a hat store right next to a boot.
The hat company. The Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz.
The Santa Cruz Hat Company, right?
Starbucks.
Starbucks, okay.
Yeah, and And
No Ferguson in Santa Cruz.
Where else?
Right. You can't just put people anywhere.
it's been a year. Honestly, it's been a year.
So you said that hot dog company, you said Starbucks, the hat company, you said there was a fast food restaurant, you said Taco Bell, and that's all you can remember right now? There's none other?
Most of the places that most of the cops that live here are locals here, so they use.
Well, actually, most of the police officers who work here don't live in Santa Cruz because they can't afford to live here. It costs too much. That's one of the things that they have no connection to the community because they don't live here, so they have no commitment to the people who live here.
And then they have the right to harass them.
Well, they don't have the right. They have the illegitimate authority and the power. They really have the power, but they don't have the legitimate authority or the right to do it. But basically, what we're going to start doing with guerrilla advocacy and Santa Cruz Cop Watch is holding these police officers accountable for their misconduct and their abuses of power and for their civil rights violations.
I'm gonna start writing down names.
That'd be good. Keep a diary because a diary.
I'm gonna start putting down.
Right, because that's admissible in court. That's admissible evidence when you have a diary and you document stuff, times, dates, people involved, the factual circumstances, names of people, their positions, the firms they work for, the police officers. Keep a diary of all that, and please share it with me. I can do something with it. I'm also an independent journalist, and that's why I'm here. I'm here as an independent journalist. I will investigate this, okay?
Yeah.
So do you know anyone else, their names of anyone else who's suffered the same kind of denial of employment as you have?
Look around the home, just talk.
Well, I'm really surprised because HUFF and all the time that I've been involved with them, I've never heard this issue ever come up. So this is a new issue. I think you want to talk to Robert Norris and you want to tell him about it because he's never brought this up before. I don't think he's aware of this. He'll interview on his radio show. You'll get a chance to be on the radio show and talk about it. I really think that he should talk to you. Or Robert, yeah. You really want to talk to this guy? He's talking about how homeless people are, the police are harassing them and slandering them. So you know about it? I've never heard it come up in any of your radio shows.
I don't know. We just had a meeting.
Oh, you interviewed him? So
yes.
Are you going to talk to them further about it? I want to investigate this. I want to go to the businesses and ask them why they're doing it. Well, that's good. I'm going to actually follow through on this. Okay, this is great. Well, okay, what else do you want to say? I have to kind of cut this short. Is there any? I'm going to let you say what you have to say. How much longer do you think you'll be in Santa Cruz?
Not too much longer.
Is it because of the harassment?
Stop the police before they stop you!
I can't.
Well, would you say? Let me ask you. It sounds like you traveled a lot as a homeless person. How have you been treated elsewhere? Has it been worse or better than Santa Cruz?
Some towns are better than others.
What's the worst?
Man steps forward.
Escondido was pretty bad.
Oh, I used to live down in near Escondido. Escondido's bad?
Pretty bad.
How about Oceanside?
Oceanside?
Really bad? Thank you so much.
I didn't get...
Merci beaucoup.
It's a Oceanside's kind of moderate.
Do you know all the police officers are really overweight? A cop block guy documented how they all hung out at this donut shop, and he noticed that the whole force was overweight, and he put it on the internet, and then he got death threats from Oceanside police officers. So you want to look at the Oceanside police whenever you see them and notice how fat they are. They're all overweight. He's going, well, how are these guys pass the physical?
All I know is one time I was in Oceanside, and I didn't even do anything. And
where was this? Was this in downtown on Long?
You know where the liquor store is? Right on the. There's a railroad track. There's the underpass to the railroad track.
You know, it's been so long since I lived there. If you told me, it's what's the main drag? It's called
horrible with street names.
Right, but it's the main drag. It's basically where Highway 1 turns in the main drag. I forgot the name of the street.
The bus station is.
I kind of do. It's the new bus station where the train station is too. The Amtrak station and the bus station. Yeah.
Leaving the station, going towards, you go past the Dairy Queen, which has now been closed.
Right. I think I kind of remember the Dairy Queen vaguely. So yeah.
You go past it, and then there's the liquor store.
And we know the name of the liquor. You don't know the name of the liquor store. Is it on the side towards the ocean or the?
It'd be on the right, and the ocean would be on your left.
Okay. And so it's going southwards or northwards, and where the ocean?
Going north.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it was at night. I was hanging out with my friends, and we were standing out front of the liquor store.
And were you smoking? Were you doing anything illegal?
No, we were waiting for a friend to come out of the liquor store.
So you were just basically what they would call loitering.
Kind of.
But that's not illegal.
We were waiting. We weren't exactly.
So you had a purpose to be there. Yeah, you're waiting for someone. And what happens? What happened?
And, well, this cop showed up, and he starts talking to one of my friends, and...
What did he ask?
I didn't hear.
Did he start interrogating, basically?
Pretty much.
Like, what are you doing here? Where are you from? All that crap?
More like just statements like, hey, you're loitering, you shouldn't be here.
So you accused him of doing an illegal act and threatened him that if he didn't leave, he was going to arrest him.
Yeah, and he was basically shooing us all away.
And what did you guys do? How did you respond?
Well, everybody was scattering.
Did you ask him under what law are you? Do you always you say cite the law under which you're?
Cops don't believe in the law. They believe.
But you know what you do is you always ask the law, because if you ever go to court, this is how it's supposed to work. Is that you can ask a police officer, I want to see in your little code book, I wanted you to read to me what the actual law is on which you're threatening me with arrest or citation.
Under what penal code is this under?
Well, actually, they have a citation. They have a code book, and they're supposed. It obviously has the local laws too, and they're supposed to read to you the law and tell you what it means. They're supposed to explain it to you.
They look for things, though.
I know, but you can get them to try to explain it to you, and then you can say, how does this violate the law? But if you have a camera, it works a lot better if you have a video camera. I'll try to get you one so you can take it wherever you go. Unfortunately, right now I've been made bankrupt by the city and county of Santa Cruz. But we're going to crowdfund to start a cop watch and buy cameras and audio recorders. So we'll have all that. We'll get you an audio recorder, a camera, and you can basically have some protection against these police.
Well, when basically the cop was shooing us away, he was standing in front of my skateboard, which was, up against the corner. And
how was that illegal?
Oh no, I was getting to it. I was like, I was just standing there while everybody was scattering, and I was like, hey, you're kind of in the way of my board.
So you were asking him a question to move.
I was like, hey,
making a request.
Kind of in the way of my board,
So he's in between you and getting to your property.
Yeah, and so he pretty much said, sit down. And
he ordered you to sit down?
Yeah.
Did you ask him whether you were being detained?
Yeah, he pretty much grabbed my arm, sat me down on the ground.
He forced you down. He touched you. They're not supposed to touch you.
Well, they break the laws every day.
Okay, see, if you had a video recorder, they wouldn't get away with this shit. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, what else happened?
He ended up, I don't have any kind of identification. It all got.
So you don't know what police officer, but did he cite you?
Yeah, you sort of cite me for...
do you have the citation? Do you have the date this happened? I can do a public records request to the Oceanside Police Department.
I'm a homeless guy. I don't exactly keep track of dates.
But do you know the month that it happened in? I can at least get zeroed in on the month and the year.
Try check last month. No, 2 months ago.
So that would be, it's December, so that would be October of 2014.
There is some truth to epigenetics, but it's very small.
Do you know, and you don't know, and it was on the main drag? I'll find it. I'll ask for all the citations.
Yeah, well,
I can get that. Okay.
The cop pretty much looked up my name and pretty much said I had a warrant. I was like...
He said you had a warrant? Did you have a warrant?
No.
So he lied to you. You know cops can legally lie to you?
They can legally lie.
They can lie. The Supreme Court ruled that the officer can lie to you. They can intentionally lie to you to basically try to entrap you or use it against you.
Yeah, well, that's wrong.
So did he run you for priors? And
yeah.
And he said you had a warrant, and what did he do?
I was like, no, I don't, and he was going to arrest me anyway.
So he's going to arrest you for a non-existent warrant?
So he had me stand up, and as soon as he had me stand up...
Did he ask to search you?
Yeah, he was going to get to that, but I already took off.
You know why he wanted to say you had a warrant? He wanted to say he had justification to search you because he had justifiable cause to search you. He's going to try to find drugs and then say, well, the search was legal because either he consented because I told him I had a warrant or I had probable cause.
At the time, the only thing he would have found on me was a weed pipe.
Black lives
But then he would have hit you up for drug paraphernalia.
Possibly. I had some water leaf in my pocket.
But you know, drug paraphernalia, you can get up to 6 months. That's a misdemeanor. You can get up to 6 months in jail for that.
That's sad.
I know.
Since cigarettes is worse than that.
I know, it is really ridiculous. I mean, it should be based, it's just the drug war, stupid shit.
Drug war, there is no drug war, it's a flaw.
I know, it's just an excuse.
It's a ploy for them to make more money.
Right, it's a racket. It's completely a racket. And basically, it's usually used against people of color, and it's also used against homeless people. So I want to get to, what are the best cities for homeless people that you ever win?
Portland was one.
Right.
I remember seeing just freaking villages of tents.
Right.
It was kind of nice.
So the people there were pretty accepting?
Comfortable there, but there was still a lot of tweakers and
right, okay.
And all that, but that's everywhere, you know.
What other cities were good?
Florence, Oregon was pretty good.
Florence, Oregon? Where's that?
Florence, Oregon. It's this little town in Oregon.
Right.
Heading south. It's like in between Lincoln City and Wallport, Oregon.
Right, okay.
And
so would you say that Oregon as a general, because don't they have a homeless bill of rights now?
I have no idea.
I think at least Portland has a homeless bill of rights, because I know that California wanted that Tom Amiano, assemblyman, was passing one that was based on another state, and I think it was Oregon. I might be wrong.
Well,
that I'm
2011.
Robin,
2011.
does Oregon have a homeless bill of rights?
Portland
What state has a homeless bill of rights?
Rhode Island.
So does Portland have a